Hello, my friends. Welcome. It's Diana Rankin here, and I'm so happy to see you. And Sheila says, hello, Diana and Piper. I hope you're doing well. We are. It's, as you can tell, I'm all bundled up here, so it's cold out. And we've coming in, but Sheila, probably not as cold as Amsterdam where you are. We're a little bit south of you, but right now that doesn't seem to matter. She says, hello, everyone. And she says, prayers for your country. Really love you guys out there. Great nation, lovely people. Love and hugs from Amsterdam in the Netherlands. Thank you. Thank you, Sheila. We're going to answer a viewer's questions today about the tragedies. This came up in the country I'm in the U.S., but I think it applies to anywhere there's a war or tragedies. We've had some horrific things happen here in the U.S. One of them being the fires in Southern California in LA County. That's very personal for me. I don't live there anymore, but I did live there. I have family members who did have to evacuate, but they're fine. To my knowledge, my friends and my family and my clients, everybody's okay. Everybody's okay. So thankfully. You know, early this morning, I was journaling in my private journal. And I asked a question for Phillip that I normally would not share here. But I'm going to anyway. It has, it has to do with our question from a couple of viewers. The questions, and we're going to talk about drones. That's from one viewer. What are the drones? Another one says, why are there so many sick events taking place? That was in reference to the man who just drove through New Year's Eve celebrations in New Orleans. I've been there, and it's a beautiful, fun place. And then a young man parked in front of a hotel in Las Vegas and blew himself up and hurt 7 people, all in the same day. And now we're seeing the fires in LA. Sharon says, hi, Diana and all from Sharon in Texas. Peace and love. Philip's going to tell us how important that is, isn't he? He's really going to stress that. But I debated about reading this to you, what I wrote in my private journal. It's very short, but it's from Philip. And it has to do with the fires in LA. And I am going to tell you what Philip said. And I'm hoping I'm wrong. Philip, I keep feeling these fires were set either on purpose or by carelessness, like someone tossing a cigarette. Philip says, the information you seek will be known soon. The fires were started by man and fueled by nature. The starter was larger than a cigarette, and more than one person is involved. And I wrote, this is heartbreaking to hear. And I ask, an act of terrorism? And Philip answers, an act of anger. I hope I'm wrong. And to everybody caught in those fires, we are holding you. We love you. We are sending angels with big wings to be with all of everybody, the first responders, the people caught in these fires. These are horrible. These are so destructive, and they're not the only thing we've had take place. So Philip always gives us a little hope. So let me read you what he says about the events, sick events, the horrendous tragedies, the drones, and also the question, can we trust the media to report accurately on these events? All right, here's what Philip says. This is a time of great change in your world. Great change brings about erratic energies. These energies have two forces behind them. One force comes from Earth struggling for her health. I understand in LA that a wind came off, unusual strong wind came off the ocean and the Santa Anas. And I've been there when the Santa Anas are blowing, but I've never seen them this bad. And then those two hit, and that just caused a catastrophe. So two forces of the erratic energy. One force comes from Earth struggling for her health. Climate change, my friends. The other comes from humans afraid of life, so they live in the wound of their anger, which they then take out on others as well as themselves. School shootings. The man who tried to kill so many and did kill too many in New Orleans. So one force comes from Earth struggling for her health. The other comes from humans afraid of life, so they live in the wound of their anger, which they then take out on others as well as themselves. I want to also say a couple of our world leaders, and I don't have to name names, do I? You know who I'm talking about. Phillip goes on to say, fear can be a helpful emotion. It can also be destructive. Fear is helpful when it is felt and you pay attention, for it is a warning. Fear becomes destructive when a person does not recognize it and allows it to fester, turning into anger, which then causes destruction, if not healed. You've heard me say it before, there's fear, there's anger. There's fear, there's love. Every emotion is either fear-based or love-based. Anger is fear-based. Phillip goes on to say, to heal anger, one must recognize it and desire to heal it rather than allowing anger to destroy the person and others. Anger turned inward destroys the person. Anger turned outward destroys others. Again, those world leaders come to mind. I'm talking about not the current president, but the president-elect of my country. I'm talking about Russia's leader and a few others. Until individuals take self-responsibility to acknowledge their fear and anger and work to heal their anger, there will be even more incidences of harm and horror. This is also true of Earth. She will destroy if she is not respected. You are seeing this played out in the destruction of wars and fires and winds. There is much fear being projected in the Earth's realm. The recent fear of drones comes forward. There are large drones that are privately owned for personal reasons. Others are owned by businesses, still others are owned by governments. The full truth will not be revealed by news reports or by governments. It is not necessary for all people to know all information. What is wise for all people to do is to use their intuition and discernment. Remember those two words, intuition and discernment. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. Intuition and discernment will keep you safe and keep you from unnecessary panic and keep your property and keep you properly and correctly informed with the information of help you need. So what I kind of messed that up. So let me read it again. Intuition and discernment will help keep you safe and keep you from unnecessary panic and keep you properly and correctly informed with the information of help to you. Intuition will never lead you to panic. Quite the contrary. Intuition helps you to calmly take the needed steps. Discernment with intuition helps with balancing and correctly interpreting intuition. Use both when checking your news sources. Allow your intuition to guide you to the right sources at the right time. Then use discernment as to what is truth and what is not. During times of erratic energies, it is imperative that those who are spiritually advanced, and if you're listening to the sound of my voice, you are spiritually advanced, believe me. During times of erratic energies, it is imperative that those who are spiritually advanced find their center as to stay balanced. This is not to say they never get out of balance. It is to say they want to always return to balance. In this way, you add calm to the energies. This will bring peace to your private world and add to the healing and peace on earth. So what Phillip is saying here, my friends, if you're hearing me, if you're here with me live, if you're watching this at a later date, you are spiritually advanced, and it is going to be up to us to heal our own lives, but then heal the world. And you see me get emotional. You saw me a few minutes ago get emotional about the LA fires. So believe me, it's not about never getting emotional. It's not about never feeling fear. It's not about never getting angry. It is about recognizing I'm angry. I need to work through this and reach the point of love. I feel fear. I need to look around me. I need to think, why? Am I in danger? Do I need to move, make a change? What is going on here? So it is about recognizing the emotion that we are having and work toward the place of love. We are going to get a message from the Master's Book of Answers, one of my books, in just a moment. But I want to say hello, Michelle. Morning from New Zealand. Blessings and light to all. Thank you. We need some light. Absolutely. And I hope you are all being beacons of light to the world. Of course you are. You wouldn't be here. Judy says, yes, sending light and love to everyone in California who has suffered from the fires, praying for all animals suffering and for those who are coming to their aid. Absolutely. I've seen some beautiful social media posts of one man. I saw a video of him chasing a little bunny, finally catching the bunny, and there was sparks in the grass and the fire was behind this man. Bless him. The first responders, thank you. Bless you all. We're not in for an easy time right now. And so it's going to take all of us to help calm those erratic energies. And that will help calm the storm. And yes, she's right there. That's our little girl. All right, let's get a message, shall we? I'm getting a mixed message of right and left both, which is unusual. I think right is a little bit stronger, but it's kind of hard to tell. But if you heard right, that's just our intuition and sync. If you heard left, that's a message you need to pay extra attention to. But I think both messages might be for us today. Right is page 37. When your mind is quiet, you are better able to hear. When your mind is quiet, you are better able to hear. My friends, it is so important these days that we take a few moments every day and allow that divine light of pure energy to come through us. Excuse me, I burped. But then allow that beautiful divine energy to move throughout our world, to touch our divine leaders, to touch our not so divine leaders, and to touch Mother Nature, to help everyone come to know how beautiful our world is and so worth protecting. So if you heard left, this is page 36. Okay, I understand why I was getting so will you in a minute, why we were getting, which is more important, right or left. And right is when your mind is quiet, you're better able to hear. Left is you can't soar and be stuck in the muck at the same time. Soar. You can't soar and be stuck in the muck at the same time. Soar. And that's a message that this is so tough, that what we're going through. I'm not going to say it's not. But let's also put our energy on soaring. Because as we soar, as we live in love, not only do we make our lives better, but we make the whole world better. As we live in calm, we put that energy out for the world to come. So remember, my friends, when your mind is quiet, you are better able to hear, and you can't soar and be stuck in the muck at the same time. Soar. Sheila says, thank you, Diana, with lots of hearts. Thank you for those of you who are able to come live. I am so grateful. And I know today was a bit of a downer, and usually we try to be up as much as we can with our messages. But I think they're important messages today. Yeah, it's not the easiest time, but we're going to get through this because we have each other. And we know how to turn things around. I love you, my friends. I love you. I really want to try to make at least one moments of joy before this. I don't know about before this week is over, but very soon. So I'm going to add some joy to the world that way too. In the meantime, keep loving our little four-legged ones because they bring us such joy. And Sharon says, thank you for talking about it. Thank you, Sharon. That means a lot. Thank you. And Guida says, hello, everyone. Praying for safety of everyone in California. Yes, thank you. We appreciate that. All right, my friends. Until next week, if not before, thank you. Thank you. I love you. Bye for now.